Hey, what's up, my friend? So, in today's video, I just want to share with you some of the best trading opportunities that I'm seeing right now for the month of November. Now, here's the thing, right? I have a lot of, requests from traders who ask me, hey, Rayner, why don't you, do some live trading, man? Right? So we can see how you trade live. So that's kind of like asking someone who runs a marathon, hey, why not do a 100-meter sprint, man? I would like to see you sprint live. Do you see where I'm coming from, right? The reason why I don't do it live trading is because I'm not a day trader, I'm not a short-term trader. I hold trades that could last for weeks or sometimes even months, right, if I do ride a trend. So my trading is more towards a medium to long-term approach. And let's say if I, enter on the daily time frame and the trade lasts for a week, you don't expect me to record the trade for the full 1 week, right, which is like 120 hours, right? It doesn't make sense. So this is why I don't do any live trading, because that's not my trading style. Kind of like asking someone who runs a marathon, hey, why not go and do a 100-meter sprint? I want to see how you run. It's a different ball game altogether. So the closest thing, right, you can get to live trading is this type of a market analysis, right? I share with you the thought process, why I'm looking to enter a trade, how I'm looking to enter the trade, manage the trade, exits, and much more. All this is called before the thing happened, right? So this is not based on hindsight. This is all based on the here, on the now, before the trading setup even occurs. And if you like such videos, right, towards the end of today's video, I will share with you on how you can actually get on board the premium membership and get such videos to your inbox every single week. So with that said, okay, let's begin, right? The first market that I want to talk about is Aussie Canadian. So if you look at Aussie Canadian, you will see that this market is in a downtrend. Okay, so you can see that a series of lower highs and lower lows. Okay, lower highs and lower lows, right? It's very obvious it's in a downtrend. So at this point, right, the trend is down, and the next question I ask myself is that, hey, I want to be selling this market. Where is the area of value to be selling? So area of value could be stuff like, resistance, swing highs, the upper channel, right? So from what I'm seeing right now, the area of value right now is at this area of resistance. So let me just draw it out. You can see this is the area of resistance. And what I'm seeing over here is that this market has entered what I call a volatility contraction. You notice, right, the range of the candles, it has shrank, right, considerably compared to the earlier preceding candles, like this move over here. Like this move over here. Expansion in volatility, expansion in volatility, expansion in volatility. Over here we have a reduction in volatility. Over here we have a, where else? Over here, right, reduction in volatility. So what I'm seeing now again is reduction in volatility. And here's the thing, right, the way the market moves is it moves usually from a period of low volatility to high volatility and back to low volatility, vice versa. So you can see that right now price is in a downtrend, it's at area of value, and it's in a volatility contraction. So from what I'm seeing right now, my take, right, is that if the price could break below these lows, this market could possibly retest this area of support over here. And I want to be shorting this market if Aussie Canadian breaks below this swing low. Let me just go down to the lower time frame. All right, the 4-hour time frame, you can see it clearer. In fact, it looks something like a descending triangle. Okay, this is the area of support. So if the price breaks below this low, I will be looking to short Aussie Canadian. My stop loss, right, will be 1 ATR above this highs. So the ATR is very simple. Go to the daily time frame indicator, pull out ATR. I typically use a 10 period ATR. 14 period ATR. Right, SMA, I click OK. And in this case, tada. Okay, so you can see that this 14 period ATR, it's currently about 50 pips. Okay, sorry, I typically use the 20 period ATR, but again, it's not going to make much of a difference. Okay, so 20 period ATR, which is about 20 trading days in a month, it's about 50 pips. So what I do is I find out what's the highs over here and I add on additional 50 pips, and that will be my stop loss. So what about target profit, right? So I'm looking to capture a swing in this market, and for target profit, as I mentioned, right, this area over here is possible targets where potential buying pressure could come in. So my targets would be at this around the 89 cent level. However, right, one thing to point out is that if you look closely, right, this over here, right, is a minor area of resistance, where previous resistance that could now act as support. Okay, so I am aware of this, and the price, right, could possibly come down lower and then reverse from here. And if that happens, right, what happens is that I will see my winning trade turn into losses. And so to manage this trade, right, to anticipate that this area could possibly become previous resistance that could act as support, right? I want to manage this trade if the market shows signs of reversal at this area. So what this means is that if the price, let's say it comes down into this area, comes down over here around the 90-cent level and starts to show reversal. If it breaks and close, right, the previous day high, it breaks and close above the previous day high, I will manually exit this trade, right? Even though, it has not hit this target over here, I will manually exit this trade because now the market is showing signs of reversal and it could possibly, retest back this area of resistance. So yeah, that's what my plan is. Okay, so this is Aussie Canadian. We'll see how this one plays out. Another market to share with you is pound yen. Again, another volatility contraction pattern that's occurring over here. So just zoom out a little bit, right? You can see that the big picture for pound yen is that it's generally in a huge range, right? You can see that it actually kind of like bottom out at this 126.50 level over here, right? And previously it was testing at this area. So it came here, rally all the way back down, right? And right now it's heading up higher. It has been breaking market structure. It has been breaking the levels over here. It broke this. Now it's coming to this level, and my take is that it could possibly break out higher as well. So how I'm looking to trade this is very simple. Okay, so as you've seen earlier, right, market moves from a period of low to high volatility and vice versa. So I see a volatility contraction over here, and the thing about this pattern, right, is that sometimes or often, right, traders, they enter the trade too early. Like maybe the candle is just consolidating for like 3 or 4 candles. They quickly buy the breakout of these highs. And so for me, right, the way I kind of like give this this trade enough time to store its potential energy is by looking at the 20 MA. So what I like to see, right, is the 20 MA, right, slowly catch up with price, right? Because usually what happens is that you'll notice, right, that the 20 MA starts to support this higher prices. This start to serve as an area of value, right, where potential buying pressure could come in. So at this point, right, I can see that right now the 20 MA is pretty near the price already. So what I'm looking to do is that, to me, the market is now ripe for a breakout, and I'll be looking to place a buy stop order above this highs. My stop loss, right, would just go 1 ATR, again, just below this swing low, right, which should be somewhere about here. As for targets, okay, so for this particular trade, possible targets is at this 146 to 47 area about here. Okay, this is where potential selling pressure could come in, right? So this is possible targets for you to look at, right, if you just want to capture a swing in the market. So this is pound yen, and let's see what else can I share with you. Platinum, right? Platinum. So platinum, right, you can see that this market again, right, just zoom out a little bit, you can see that it broke out of this range. Okay, it broke out, retest, stage another move higher, and right now it retest back this previous area of support again. So a couple of ways this could play out, right? So the first very simple, straightforward trading setup is what I call a false break. This is where the price did a false break below this lows over here. So it comes down lower, then did a sudden 180-degree reversal higher, closing back above this area of support. So when this happens, right, you can imagine that traders who went short, right, on the breakdown of these lows, right, they are now trapped because the price breaks below the lows and then did a sudden reversal, closing back above support. So this group of traders who are now short at these lows are now trapped because the market has moved against them. And as the market goes higher, right, you can imagine that these traders who are short, their stop losses are probably somewhere here, or maybe even over here. As the market moves up higher, it would hit this cluster of stop loss, right, which will trigger, further buying pressure, right? And that's what I would hope to see, right, if that happens. Okay, so looking for a false break setup on this commodity. Possible targets, right, would be around the $940 level, which is around here. Okay, I think you can see from the chart somewhere about here. Okay, another way this can play out, right, is could be in the form of what I call a break of structure. So if you look back, right, historically at this area over here on the 4-hour time frame, you'll notice that this market on this time frame actually give you clues that it's about to break out higher. So you can see that it came into this area of support, then it formed somewhat of a double bottom here and here. Then you can draw this area of resistance over here. And notice you have a series of higher lows, right, coming into this area of resistance. Price then broke out of it. Okay, so this to me is a sign of strength, right, that the buyers is ready to push the price higher. In this case, the market did break out, reverse back into the range before finally heading up higher. Okay, so right now, to me, right, the same phenomenon could occur, but maybe with a slight variation to it. But the key thing that I'll be looking for is for the market again to form into a range. Okay, then start to consolidate, right, at this obvious area of resistance, and I'll be looking to buy the breakout of this area of resistance, have my stops, right, again, just 1 ATR below this low. So this is one of the so-called price action pattern that I'll be looking for. This is what I call a build-up at resistance. Alternatively, right, another common variation to it is that the price would just come down, form somewhat of a inverse head and shoulders pattern, right, and then break out. Or it could form like a ascending triangle, as what you've seen earlier. This portion here, that could happen as well. Okay, so there are different kind of different ways the market structure could unfold itself, and it's very important to kind of plan all this ahead of time, right? Whether is it journaling down your thought process or or whatever works for you. Okay, so this is platinum, and just one last thing to talk about. Let's talk about Euro Pound. So Euro Pound, right? You can see it again, right? This phenomenon happening again, right? Price smashed through lower, volatility contraction pattern, right? And right now it broke below this low and could possibly retest this area of support over here. Now the question is, right? Do you want to short this market? So I just want to leave you with something to think about. So ask yourself this question, right? So you know that the price has now broke below this lows, right? So let me just get out the tool. Okay, so let's say you went short over here at this level. Okay, so now where? Okay, this is the wrong tool. Let me just get this short position over here. Okay, so now ask yourself, right, where we know your possible targets is at this area of support, because this is where potential buying pressure could come in. Right? So it doesn't make sense to be setting your TP level below here, because it has to break this area of support, which is a pretty strong level. So again, right, TP, right, would logically be somewhere about here, just before this area of support. So now what about your stop loss, right? Ask yourself, okay? So let's say your stop loss is over here. Does it make sense to have your stop loss at this level? Okay, so if you ask me, I would say no, because you know that this is a area of resistance. All right, why do you want to set your stop loss, right, within so-called the noise of this market, within the range of this market? Because if you go down to a lower time frame, you realize that this is actually a range right over here. So why do you want to set your stop loss, right, within this range? If you were to set a proper stop loss, right, it has to go above this area of resistance, above market structure. So you could set it, conservatively, the closest would be at least over here above this highs. But again, right, resistance is an area. So what could happen is that the market goes above this highs and then collapse down lower. And then you get stopped out because your stop loss is just above resistance. In other words, you got stop hunted. So if you ask me, right, if you want to set a proper stop loss, it has to go at least, right, 1 ATR above this area of resistance. So possibly somewhere over here. Right, this is, I would say, about 1 ATR above this highs. So at this point in time, right, you can see that from your risk to reward, okay, your risk to reward, your risk is this much. Okay, and your reward is possibly from here to here. So ask yourself, right, do you want to be, taking this trade? This is a potential risking $1 to make 37 cents. So I leave it to you, right? Again, I think most of you will not take it because the risk to reward doesn't really justify it. But the thought process that I have over here is to kind of, whenever you put on a trade, access, right, how much could you potentially make on this trade if you are right? Or rather, how much could the market move in your favor before it faces opposing pressure? And compared to that, with how much are you risking on the trade with having a proper stop loss? Does the risk to reward justify? If it does, you're comfortable with it, take the trade. If you're not, move on and look for something else. Okay, so this is why I'm not sure if I mentioned this. Another way to kind of like to make the math work out for this particular trade is that, let's say if the market were to, let's say on the 8-hour time frame, okay, it goes back up, swings back up into this area of resistance and does a false break, and your entry could now be near this highs over here. Now this totally changed the risk reward equation, because now if that happens, right, you could actually shift up. Let's say your targets is still the same place, right? Your entry could now be somewhere here. Your stops, right, let's say it's at the same place, somewhere about here. Okay, your targets was previously now below. Let's say your entry is somewhere about here. You can see that now the risk to reward, right, can be skewed in your favor, but provided the market comes to the area of value that you're looking at, provided the market comes to the level that you want. Okay, so I hope this make you think deeper about your own trading, right? I'm not here to spoon feed you, but rather to make you think deeper about your actions, right? The pros and cons and the stuff that comes along with it. Now, if you've enjoyed the market analysis, right, then I want to welcome you to join Pro Trader Sage, right? This is my premium membership, right, where you will get such market analysis every single week, right? I usually publish this type of videos on a weekend to share with you my insights of the market, the trading opportunities I'm looking at, the trades I took, and much more. So that's not all, right? Because as a Pro Traders Edge member, you get many benefits that come along with it. So for example, you have access to the backtest research lab. So this is a lab, right, where I pretty much backtest the financial markets to tell you what works and what don't in the financial markets. So we have different stuff going on. We have, things that talk about stock markets, quantitative trading, and much more. So all this over here in the backtest research lab, and I regularly, add in new lessons, new findings that I have in the financial markets. Then also we have the weekly trade alerts. This is basically, right, the video that you have seen earlier, but it's on a weekly basis. So every single week I publish such videos, right? So you can see my analysis, my thought process, the trades I took, and you can, shorten your learning curve and quickly, level up your trading. So you can see that, every week we publish a new video on the markets. And moving on, right, we have a forum coming soon. So for those of you who are watching this right now, the forum might already be up. Okay, so this is coming soon. We have a premium trading strategy guides. This is for you, right? Especially if you enjoy reading my blog post and you want a PDF version of it. So every month we upload new PDF trading strategy guides. It's free for you to download. You can just click on it, right, and you will be brought to a PDF link, a PDF page to download it. We have a exclusive training webinars for you to help you, level up your trading, learn new trading strategies and techniques. Okay, these are exclusive webinars that you will not find elsewhere. Then we have, trading books and investing books that I recommend. Trading checklist, right? So before you put on a trade, you can, download this checklist to review it, right? To make sure that, you're on the right side, on the right page, right? And not doing anything funny or silly, right? We have the proprietary trading indicators vault. This is for MT4 users. You can download all these indicators to, help you with your own trading, like, the MACD, MT4, there's some issue with it. We have fixed it over here. We have the Donchen channel, a news reporter that alerts to you, potential, important news that's coming up, and much more. It's all over here in the indicator vault. And also we have the simple mean reversion trading strategy that you'll learn, right, to trade the market. So this is a very simple strategy for you to get started, especially if you do not know which strategy to go with. Start with this simple mean reversion trading strategy because it is back tested, right, to identify first and foremost which markets tend to mean revert, which markets have a mean reverting characteristics, right? Then I explained to you, right, the setup to trade this type of mean reverting markets, right? So you really have the odds in your favor, right? Applying the right trading setup in the right type of market condition. Okay, so this is a mean reverting trading strategy that anyone can learn, right? Even if you have no trading experience. So this is what you'll get, right, as a Pro Traders Edge member, right? New content are updated regularly for the backtest research lab, weekly trade alerts, premium strategy guides, and much more, right? And also forum is coming up soon, so you can interact with like-minded traders. So I'll put the link below so you can check out Pro Traders Edge. And with that said, right, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you soon.